Hey guys, welcome to another NWOpenings video. Today I'm popping open Ken Shamrock. Now, apologies in advance for various problems with video quality. For some reason this camera really can't record decent video anymore. I don't really know what's happened to that. It used to be fine. But yeah, I mean, it very much needs to be said that I need a better way of filming these things. Oh, and the audio quality, that's just because I'm literally having to record above my mini fridge due to the dodgy nature of the dingy British weather we're having still, which is also probably a contributor to the poor video quality. Anyway, so Ken Shamrock was basically the first figure I bought. In fact, I think he was the first figure I bought. No, basically about it. Went back on this new kick recently, and that's because I was told they were going cheap. These and D'Lo Brown were going cheap in Home Bargains, and they were figures that I definitely had an interest in. D'Lo was one of those figures that I'd wanted as a kid that could never find, and I make a habit. I tend to make a habit during the Mattel era of buying those as and when they came out. And since I found out it was cheap, I thought it was worth getting. Ken Shamrock is like a huge player in my wrestling fed, so you know, if I'm upgrading everything to Mattel, I have to get Ken Shamrock. So let's start where we always do and have a look at the back of the box for errors. Now, I originally thought this was a huge error, and that they'd mixed up, like they were going to put like what his ring attire was, like what he was wearing, and that this was meant to be like, I don't know, some significant event or something. But no, this is this is the event where he wore this ring attire. But yeah, this generally looks alright. Other people in this series are Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. If you don't have access to a reduced Bootios box, which is significantly better value, you can get them in the UK for $11.99 off the Entertainers website. Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and D'Lo Brown, there he is. Okay. Spin him around again. Includes parking lot brawl display stand. It also includes Ken Shamrock pajamas, as you can see. So let's give this a little slice open. As ever, we're trying not to knacker the box up. Not that it really matters, but just bit of decorum to things, you know. Okay, let's get him out then. The display stand was sort of fixing him in the box, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to let's just put the box out of the way for now. I'm going to do my typical stand this up as the background, and then let's stick this together, shall we? It's like the back of an ambulance on this. If I can get this to go in. So yeah, for $7.99 he was definitely worth picking up, and you know, like I say, he's a big player in my fed, so I was gonna have to get him at some point really, and the fact that he's not expensive is just ideal. So that's like the side of an ambulance, except it is meant to go this way up, and the ambulance is that way. Or is it meant to go that way? That doesn't look right. Okay. This is dumb. Right, back to the figure. So, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of the head scan. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the intense facial expression, but it's definitely better than the Jax one he had. Which, to be honest, I didn't mind at the time. It's got the Shamrock written on the back of his dressing gown, which is a nice addition. And isn't it cool? Don't we love people who are able to fight in their dressing gowns? Oh, let's not bend that wrist back. It's not ideal at all, is it? Oh no, an ambulance has fell on him. Shit. Right. Okay, so now we got him out. Yep, that's the pose he does. Let's sort that out. So that waist is quite loose. That's okay, I think. Oh, he looks much cooler out of the box, I reckon. The ab crunch is okay, the arm's relatively stiff. The head's a bit loose too. Just going up and down, side to side is fine. That arm feels nice and stiff as well, but obviously we don't know until we've got the dressing gown off. That leg is incredibly stiff, we'll have to work that out. And that one is too. Okay. Well, I think we all know what time it is. Let's get him out of his pyjamas. So it comes tied up already, but then you just unknot it. And there's the, actually looks rather pink, Ken Shamrock trunks there. There's a bit of a blemish there on his ab crunch. I think there's like a bit of plastic stuck in there. In fact, the rope string comes straight off. It's not even attached to the rope. So you might want to sew that back on, I suppose. Like, you might want to sew that on. There's no blemishes or factory damage or anything on the back. He definitely looks like he's wearing pink. I don't know whether he's supposed to be in pink. I would have thought he's meant to be in red. But it looks pink. So let's just take the gown fully off him to see what he looks like standing up. That waist joint is so loose. Oh dearie me. But of all the joints that could be loose, waist is probably the most survivable. I mean, worst comes to the worst, if there's nothing you can do about it, you can just glue it in place. I mean, people use, you know, like the waist joints, like the articulated waist in animations, but at the end of the day it just looks like the figure's been cut in half, you know, like when they're like turned at an angle on the waist. It's just unnatural. Like, humans can't do that. And now the gown is off, he's covered in little red specks. Right, let's get this. Someone's packaged this arm like this. That's good. There, let's get that rotated right. Okay. So he's to be fair, he's a cool looking dude. Yeah, the ab crunch is fine, waist joint is insane, but it just means he's got like a better turning circle, you know. Yeah, but especially on the back of the trunks, that's pink. That's just pink. So, in the wider context of my animations, Shamrock is kind of like a big player on the hardcore brand. He's held its title a record 9 times, I think. Although a true DSW historian might know that he's only ever actually wrestled 1 match, in which he won the SHA title on the UCFC premiere episode. But we've got a lot of fake history around here. Back into kayfabe. Shamrock is the greatest SHA champion we've ever had, but he's now decided to leave the brand, well, not leave the brand, but step away from the SHA title to try and win some other singles gold. And that's why at Winter Warfare 2018 he's going to be challenging Wade Barrett for the World Heavyweight title. After that, we're just going to have to see where it goes, because although Shamrock is a huge player in the Fed, I don't really have anything planned for him in terms of storylines. It's kind of more like we're just going to wing him as and when we come to it. But he's going to throw a couple of blows with Wade Barrett at first, and then, you know, he's just going to continue on his path of destruction as he goes through it. He will probably return to fight for the SHA title at some point, and SHA title matches are always fun. I am planning on doing a big SHA match, which he probably won't be involved with, which is a hardcore brand, sorry about that, for the New Year's pay-per-view for January, if I can get it made in time, which will involve me getting this pay-per-view finished in time. So, all in all, for a figure review, again, I'm not a massive fan of the head scan, but you're going to have some kind of intense expression on Shamrock's face, I suppose. Wasn't expecting the pink trunks and knee pads, but it looks like we got them. And the waist joint is very loose, but it's definitely a usable figure. Otherwise, he's in great condition, and I'm very happy to have him. I got this for, I think, $7.99 from Home Bargains in the UK. So if you are UK based, keep your eye out, just in case your local store gets them in. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.